Welcome to the RadioU podcast. I'm Hudson.
And I'm Aly.
Coming up, some of our best highlights from 2025.
Thanks for joining us this year. We hope to create new highlights in 2026.
So this would be a You Be the Judge if we were like a television show and we could show you the subject at hand. Buc-ee's is suing another Texas gas station called Superfuels. They are suing Superfuels for copyright infringement, trademark infringement, because they claim that Superfuels' logo is infringing on their logo, the famous Buc-ee beaver. Some of the things that they say, and Aly, you've seen this, so you can chime in, of course, but they say the Superfuels logo is likely to cause confusion for customers because it's similar in that it includes a smiling cartoon-style animal. Only Buc-ee's can have a cartoon-style animal smiling.
Right.
That they say closely resembles a beaver. I don't know about you, Aly, but it's clearly a dog, right?
It doesn't closely resemble a beaver.
It's about the doggiest dog I've ever seen, wearing a cape. It also has brown fur. Now, they've got you on that.
Brown and white fur.
Uh-huh.
It's not just brown, right?
And the use of red as a secondary color.
Oh my goodness.
Only Buc-ee's can use brown and red.
Sorry, it's brown and like a lighter shade of brown, so like
tan.
beige. Yeah. But that's a classic dog look, in my opinion. It's got the little fluffy ears.
Uh-huh.
It's got the little button nose with like the shiny little bit on top. It's so adorable with the little cape. I don't get it at all. I think they are stretching to say that this looks like their beaver logo.
Yeah, I feel like there's other like cartoons for children that could be suing Superfuels for this cartoon dog before Buc-ee's could.
I was thinking it's like more close to Paw Patrol or something like that rather than Buc-ee's.
Yeah, it looks similar to something. It's not a Buc-ee beaver.
No.
Although, can I say, because Buc-ee's, the beaver has the trademark like big beaver teeth.
Yeah.
Which I actually, if I'm being honest, I kind of thought it was a squirrel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, not today I didn't, but in the past, before I was informed that it was a beaver, I didn't even know it was a beaver. But I definitely never thought their logo was a dog. I never got those two confused either.
No, yeah, for sure.
I don't know why Buc-ee's is going through all this trouble.
I just feel like they're being petty with this.
It feels like a good advertisement for Superfuels.
Yeah, exactly. And also, Superfuels only has like 3 locations. It's in like the Dallas area and urban area, I think, is the 2 places that it listed. So it's got like 2 locations in Dallas and then 1 other location in Texas. And so it is not competing with Buc-ee's at all.
But if Buc-ee's doesn't put a stop to this right now, you never know before you know it, Superfuels will be the gas station we all associate with Texas.
I'm sorry, but you can't own all of gas stations in the South.
You can't have a monopoly on gas stations or on the colors red, brown, and cartoon animals.
Right, that's way too broad.
Yeah. This is actually insane. You know, there's not a lot of things I can read that make me question how I eat. Mm-hmm. But this might be able to do it. We have a report here of a man in Florida who had reportedly been on what he calls the carnivore diet with high levels of cholesterol, such as eating things like meat, cheese, and butter. And that's like all he ate. The problem is he ate so much of it that cholesterol literally started seeping out of his body, according to doctors. It says he visited doctors after he began to develop painless but noticeable yellowish nodules emerging from his hands and elbows. And I guess those nodules were cholesterol.
Oh my goodness.
Grouping up. About 8 months before his symptoms appeared, he had switched to the carnivore diet, which required him to consume high amounts of fat. Listen, I don't even care, cholesterol or otherwise. I don't want my body to be seeping anything.
No, that does not sound pleasant, even though, it was painless, but still does not sound pleasant. Sounds really gross. Mm-hmm. And, we talked not too long ago about the new horror film called The Substance, which is like a body horror. Yeah. Like, this is what I envisioned.
This is body horror.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's bad.
Yeah. You think about, too, like a lot of people eat a lot of meat and cheese and butter.
Sure.
How much was this guy eating? For how long?
I mean, it was all he was eating for 8 months.
I guess 8 months.
That's crazy. And also there are some, due to genetics, there are some people that automatically create more cholesterol than others. And so that could also be a part of it. Like genetically, he could be more the person that has higher levels of cholesterol. And so when he switches to this diet, it could have just gotten worse and worse and worse.
How, if you have to think too, that if he was developing cholesterol nodules on his hands and elbows, what did his heart look like?
I know, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, is he okay?
Yeah, how is he alive?
Right. Did he not have blockages? Does he need heart stents? Like, what's going on there? So, I mean, I guess it's better for it to be seeping out than to be blocking up,
That's right.
arteries. But yeah, that is just... It is rough.
That's so true.
I mean, I've heard things about the carnivore diet before, but it makes sense that this would be one of the downsides of it, is that you are, potentially opening yourself up to high cholesterol.
Yeah. That is, this is enough to scare me away from eating meat for at least a couple hours. And then I will go back. But you know what? Maybe I'll use margarine instead of butter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That'll keep it from seeping out of me. Seeping. That is a horrible word.
That's a horrible word.
I don't want anything to seep out of my body. We've heard about ghosting for a long time, but have you ever heard about ghost jobs? Ghost jobs are jobs that are fake or never filled, or in other words, fake. And that is, if you search online, if you're in the job market at the moment, that's 1 out of every 5 jobs is a ghost job.
I mean, it makes a lot of sense. If you've ever tried to, apply on these websites like Indeed or Glassdoor, and you're constantly applying but not getting many responses back, it does kind of seem like, okay, is this actually going to anyone? Is anybody getting 100%. Any messages for this? And I actually did, I know a couple years ago, it might have been a couple years ago, that scam was going around where people were getting scammed by these big offerings of like jobs that pay a lot of money, and then they would send you a check and be like, here's the equipment you need to buy for your at-home work job, and you would go buy this equipment, and then the check would bounce and you were out that money. That actually almost happened to me.
Oh no.
Yeah. I almost got, I thankfully I didn't fall for the scam.
Yeah. But, that's like ghost job at another level though.
Right. But that type of stuff goes on all the time on these websites. And it's really sad. I wish that Indeed and Glassdoor did a better job at actually vetting these listings.
Yeah. It is true that it feels like not only there's just so much stuff that is almost transparently, like you don't have to look incredibly hard to go, I just don't think that this is actually a job. And then it'll say, especially if it says stuff like freelance or whatever, it's just like, I'm getting, this is a scam.
Yeah.
It feels like a scam. Even if it's a real job, it's probably a scam job. You know what I mean? And then I don't know if this is a new study reported by the Wall Street Journal, but I don't know if it even takes into account that when these companies are putting out these jobs, right? That if they're putting them out on all of these different websites, that even if the job title gets filled, that doesn't mean it doesn't still wind up sitting there looking like an open job on all these sites for who knows how long. And I really wish there was more of a way where where companies were held, as in like the companies that are hiring, or like ZipRecruiter, like somebody could do something on this where you actually have like a status update on your job, because how frustrating is it? You're putting out all these applications and you don't know if anybody's read it, if you got rejected, if you need to send a follow-up, you never know. And I think it would be in everybody's best interest if people knew that, like, well, yours just hasn't been looked at yet, or it has been looked at, and that would be people like, oh, maybe I should send a follow-up, like that kind of thing. Could go a long way. But obviously that'd be more work for everyone except the people sending out applications that are really hurt by this.
Exactly. And so it's just a tough situation. It's a tough world right now to try and get a job in like corporate America or any type of professional setting. You know, you're running into issues like these all the time, especially if you don't know anyone that works at that company. So you don't have an inside, person to talk to and get updates from, or, you don't have someone to introduce you to like the hiring manager. I've heard so many other people that are, like similar ages around me and, looking for new jobs and whatnot. And they seem to find them because of who they know. And that's that's what we've been told our whole lives, right?
Contacts.
It's all about who you know.
That's why I don't wear glasses.
So that is so true when looking for a job. One person told me that if you can, get a recruiter because that also will help kind of eliminate some of the headaches. Yeah,
that 100%. It's just, it feels like if you're trying to just find a job, it feels like a needle in a haystack.
Yeah.
More so than I think ever. And I wish that would get better.
Yep.
But it doesn't show it. No signs of there being less fake jobs going around. I think the numbers are just going to increase. So crazy. If you've seen any of the videos of all the snow that struck like New Orleans and southern Alabama and the panhandle of Florida, like Pensacola, I can't. It's unfathomable to me that could happen.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you recover. Like, how did they live in New Orleans? It's not like they had snow shovels,
right,
or salt, or plows, and they got a lot of snow. And it led to things like this happening. A woman in Alabama, which was struck by snow, wound up being forced to have a baby. She was trying to get to the hospital, couldn't make it to the hospital because of all the snow, and instead delivered the baby in her car in the parking lot of a Krispy Kreme.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. You might be wondering, what did she name the baby?
Yeah, what did she name the baby?
Dallas.
Okay.
It would have been fun if it had a donut name, wouldn't it?
I mean, it would have been fun if something played into that, I suppose. But also, I would not have done that if I was the person having the child.
You wouldn't have changed your name just because if you pull over and have a baby at McDonald's, you wouldn't name it Ronald.
No.
I think that'd be cool. But she did not name the baby after Krispy Kreme. However, according to this Krispy Kreme, they are going to offer the family free donuts for a year. Big deal. They do that for everybody.
Yeah.
And they're going to be, they're offering to host Dallas's first birthday party a year from now.
Oh, that's adorable.
Yeah, isn't that nice of them? I don't know what, not that Dallas will remember it. He'll be a year old, but it'll be fun for the family if they want to take Krispy Kreme up on that.
Yeah, fun pictures, fun memories, all of that. So I always think it's fun when businesses kind of offer things up whenever someone has a baby at their business.
It's the least Krispy Kreme could do because they were closed at the time she had the baby. So it's not like they even helped in any way.
Right.
Maybe this is them trying to make up for it. Like, hey, sorry, we weren't around to give you either donuts or assistance. Yeah. And so instead, now they get free donuts for a year. But that's a fun story.
Yes.
It beats mine because I think I was just born in a hospital. I don't even know.
You don't even know?
I think if I was born in a Krispy Kreme parking lot, I would know. But I mean, I don't know if there's a story. If there's no story to me being born.
Your mom has never told you, like, hey, this is what happened when you were born?
It's not very exciting. If it's just like, yeah, I don't know, we had contractions and we went to the hospital. Like, that's not very interesting.
I mean,
Sorry to all the women that have had babies, but it's not a very good story.
It's more eventful than that, Hudson. But I would say that my mom has shared my birth story, my siblings' birth story multiple times.
Yeah? Are they, how good are they?
I mean, they're fun stories. I mean, there's different, I guess, things that happened or whatever. Like I was, my mom had us all by C-section. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's, I don't know if that's exciting, but it is not fun.
No, and she was awake for at least me and my sister, not for my brother, but for me, apparently the doctor kind of like forced having me a little early.
Okay.
And so I guess I wasn't like ready to be born. And so they literally had to push me down when they, opened my mom up and she felt like they were going to break her ribs.
Oh, no. I don't know. I don't know what's more horrifying to me.
What?
C-section or just the other way?
The other way.
I just don't know which one I'm squeamish, so I just don't think that I really want to observe either.
Yeah, they both sound pretty exciting.
I don't have the stomach for it. You may not even realize it, but there's a 50-50 chance that you suffer from a condition known as P-anxiety.
Okay.
That is the condition that is anxiety that strikes when people feel stuck in a situation that prevents them from going to the bathroom for a long period of time.
Oh.
I didn't know that was a condition that you could have.
I didn't either.
A very specific kind of anxiety that surprisingly it says 51% of people admit to having this. I feel like, doesn't that something that happens to everybody? Like, what do you do when you do need to go to the bathroom and you're not able to at the moment when you're in a meeting? Or do people just like not have a problem? Are there people out there that will just not have a problem excusing themselves?
I am the type of person that doesn't have a problem.
Really?
I'm just because how are you gonna stop? What are you're gonna tell someone no?
I don't
know.
know.
Need to go to the bathroom, and you're gonna be like, nope, sorry, can't do that.
I mean, yeah, I guess they're not gonna do that, but I always feel bad. And I
don't feel bad at all.
I also feel like I have the phenomenon of breaking the seal, where if we're in a meeting here at Radio U and we're like 15 minutes in, it's like, oh, I don't know if I can hold this the entire time for the rest of the meeting. Then I'll go to the bathroom. If I do go to the bathroom, then all of a sudden, another 15 minutes later, I'm going to have to go again. The break, like once you make it okay to go to the bathroom, how many times are you going to get out of that meeting by going to the bathroom?
Okay,
so I have to deny myself.
You don't need to abuse it, but also I feel like our meetings here at Radio U are not super long, so I have never had an issue where I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to be worried about, what am I going to do for the next 5 hours
it sounds
or whatever.
like you haven't been in enough meetings with a sledgehammer yet, but I do think that they shouldn't be so high pressure. Like anything, we can pause the meeting. We can come back to it.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. I'm like, there's nothing that is that dire that you need to worry about not being able to get up and go to the restroom when you need to.
Michael and Nikki's time is valuable.
Everyone's time is valuable, but come on, we all know that when you gotta go, you gotta go.
Yeah, but even with that said, 92% of people, according to the survey, admit to holding off going to the bathroom so they don't miss out on something exciting or important.
Okay, well, we've all been there. You may be watching
movies.
Yeah, you may be watching a movie and you're like, I don't want to miss a scene. And so you just hold it out and just wait and then have to go to the bathroom so bad as soon as you leave the theater. We've all been there. Yeah,
we have. And you know what I do to overcome this? Because I just think that I have a lot of mental fortitude. Mm-hmm. And so what I do is I learned this a while ago, that when you start to feel like you need to go to the bathroom, your bladder is like 20% full. So you've got a long way to go before you actually need to go.
So there actually are two like areas of your bladder that would give like a warning signal to your brain. And one of them is not actually like 20% full, but it's getting close. It's probably about 20% away from being full. Mm-hmm. And then once it gets to that second warning where it gives, a signal to your brain like you need to go, that's when it starts to get bad. And it's like, okay, if you hold it any longer, you could actually cause damage to your bladder. So some people actually can break those warnings though by ignoring them. Like their bladder will stop functioning correctly if you ignore it too long.
Well, I really wish you didn't tell me this, because now what am I going to what is my mental trick that I play on myself so that I can watch movies?
I mean, you're still technically correct. Like, you're still technically correct about that first warning not being one that you need to immediately go. Mm-hmm. But once you get to that second like feeling of like, oh, I need to go to the bathroom, that's the one that you need to not ignore as much.
I'm forgetting everything you ever said because it will break me.
Okay.
It will break my skill that I've developed.
Don't break your bladder.
I love chicken nuggets. It's true. I bet I love chicken nuggets more than you do, but I do not love chicken nuggets more than this kid in Malaysia that's 8 years old. He ate so many chicken nuggets, and this is actually sad, that they say that's why he went blind.
Oh my gosh.
It's not funny. He ate so many chicken nuggets he went blind.
This is so sad. I sighed. I wasn't laughing. I sighed, okay? No, this is incredibly sad because apparently what it says is this poor 8-year-old child who is fully dependent upon his parents to give him a good diet, had an extremely unhealthy diet since he was an infant, and had vitamin A deficiency, which caused atrophy in his eyes, which is non-reversible.
Yeah.
So he is permanently blind because of this.
So he probably, now at this point, he probably hates chicken nuggets because they made him go blind.
I would imagine he's extremely confused for sure. Like, why did you feed me something that would make me go blind?
Yeah. This is surprising to me because I used to think until just now that nothing health-wise you do matters until you're like 13. I thought you could, when you're a kid, you could literally eat cake and ice cream and never brush your teeth and sit around and play video games all day. And until you're like 13, like nothing matters because you just get like a reset once you hit puberty. To me, you get new teeth. You're like, that's when, and puberty you go growth spurt. And then that's when everything matters. Apparently not. You do have to at least take some care of yourself, or your parents do, before you go through puberty.
This is why your parents tell you to eat your vegetables.
Yeah.
But clearly his parents did not make vegetables available to him. Or they tried and he didn't eat them. Who knows? But it says that his diet consisted of only chicken nuggets, sausages, and cookies. That was it.
I think I need to change my diet. I do have eye problems.
Yeah,
maybe it's because how I'm eating.
You're not getting your proper amount of vitamin C or vitamin A, which, by the way, if you are thinking that you have a deficiency, there is a thing called supplements.
Yeah. Huh? I think most cereal has a lot of vitamin A, doesn't it?
I believe there's lots of different fibers and vitamins in cereal for sure. Like, I think we talked about it not too long ago. When you do remove that from your diet, there are some vitamins that are, a part of those cereals.
Yeah. Or you can just go to, I'm sure, Vitamin Shoppy, or even like the vitamin aisle at your grocery store.
Yeah.
It might cost a lot. But you know what you probably should do is actually, like talk to a doctor.
That's what I'm thinking. And I keep thinking
don't take our advice on this.
I keep thinking to myself, I don't know what the healthcare system in Malaysia looks like, but I would imagine
we have no idea.
In America, a pediatrician would pretty easily be able to tell you, hey, your child is deficient in these areas, or, is not growing or whatever. Or I'm seeing some issues with their eyes. Who knows? But I don't know if that was available to this family.
I think it's much different there. But hopefully, I guess hopefully somebody sets up like a GoFundMe for him or something.
I know. I feel so bad for him. And a little 8-year-old.
Yeah. Oh. No good. Would you ever try camel's milk?
Maybe.
How do you feel about regular milk? Some people, as like they grow up and they leave milk behind because they think it's nasty.
I'm fine with regular milk. I don't drink just plain milk that often, but I still do drink chocolate milk quite a bit.
Yeah, I never really have milk, but I mean, I don't have any fundamental problems with milk.
Yeah, same.
When you sit down and think about it, it's a little odd.
Okay.
That we drink milk from other creatures. Aren't we the only species that does that?
Maybe.
Probably.
I'm not sure.
There can't be many. There can't be many. But that said, I don't think it's weird. It's weird, but it doesn't stop me. If I was to drink, I would drink milk.
Yeah.
Which means I also have to be fundamentally open to drinking camel's milk, because what makes that any different than cow's milk? I'll tell you what makes it different. It's better.
Oh.
I don't know how it tastes, but apparently camel milk contains significantly more immune-supporting proteins than cow's milk.
Okay.
It also lacks the main protein that triggers dairy allergies in cow's milk. So if that's a problem for you, there may be hope on the horizon. You just need camel's milk. It also has bioactive compounds that help fight harmful bacteria, support heart health, and create a healthier gut environment.
Interesting.
So lots of supposed health benefits to drinking camel's milk versus cow's milk. So maybe to me, it's all about the taste. I don't really care about the health benefits.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's many things about cow's milk that are good for you. There's a few that probably aren't, but it tastes okay. It's not gross to drink it.
Yeah.
I don't know about camel's milk. It could be nasty.
It could be. I mean, maybe all of that stuff that the camel's milk has or is lacking from the, milk from a cow just makes it not as good.
Yeah.
Who knows? But I feel like every once in a while this pops up, where it'll be like the new big milk.
Yeah.
And it's like a few years ago it was oat milk. Everybody was drinking oat milk.
Oh, the Super Bowl commercials. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Like literally like 2 years ago.
Everything.
There was that guy singing in the field with a keyboard for
Yeah.
Oatly. I still remember that. I guess that was a good commercial.
I guess so. But yeah, oat milk was the big thing. Before that, it was goat's milk. Everybody was talking about
Yeah.
that. Then there was coconut milk. I mean, there has been everything under the sun with
Yeah.
different types of milk.
We did this a while ago. There was barley milk.
Okay.
Stop trying to make all these other milk. Like, if that's your thing, I guess go for it. But maybe there's a reason that cow's milk has stood the test of time.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of this has come about because of allergies, but also because people are like vegan or, have different dietary restrictions or whatever. So I understand why people are trying to make different types of milk or milk equivalents. But yeah, I'm over the fads. I'm keeping it to the cow. Thank you.
I'd say I'm camel's milk curious.
Okay.
But I just because I don't know the application because I don't just drink straight up milk.
I also feel like camel's milk is probably going to be extremely expensive to get your hands on.
That makes sense because camels make about 1/6 of the amount of milk in a day that a cow does.
Yeah,
So scarcity.
That feels right because, I mean, camels live in a desert and don't drink a lot of water.
They've got to conserve that the hydration for themselves.
Right.
They can't give it away in their milk.
Nope.
So they would give it to their babies, but they can't give it to us.
Right. So why are we taking it away from them?
Yeah. How horrible.
Terrible.
Horrible what we're doing to these camels. Aly, you've heard this before, right? I want a man in finance with a trust fund, 6'5", and blue eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently, that's not what people want anymore.
Okay. Oh, okay.
That's according to The League, one of the popular dating apps these days. The League surveyed thousands of singles on what is the best profession to have, the most attractive profession to have. And what they found is great news for those who work in healthcare. Doctor, specifically, is the top career choice for potential daters.
Oh, I wonder why.
26% of people looking for a doctor above all else when it comes to dating.
I mean, that just sounds like it's just a spicier version of, looking for a man in finance. Because if they're a doctor, they're also making a lot of money.
Yeah, but I feel like doctors, they make a lot of money, but they also have a lot of debt.
Oh, that's
Right.
true. Yeah, I mean, they're in school for many years.
And I feel like having a doctor as a partner would be frustrating.
Okay.
Because if you have a mechanic as a partner, you can be like, hey, my car's not working. And I think the mechanic can just help you.
Right.
Like they can
Right.
just do it in your driveway. I don't think you can just be like, hey, honey, I broke my leg. Like you still have to go to the hospital and stuff. You don't get a discount, I don't think.
Well, I mean, you might.
You think?
There's
There's a friends and family discount for doctors?
I mean, if
I
he
don't
has,
think it works
if
like
he has
that.
his own family practice,
Maybe.
then
I feel
I'm
like you still have
sure.
to go through insurance and everything.
Yeah, but-
I don't, and it might be easier because it's somebody you trust.
Right.
But other than that, I feel like it's not going to save you any money.
Yeah.
Is what I'm concerned about.
Well, it might. Yeah, I think you're underestimating the appeal of this. But also, I do.
Doctors chime in.
Yeah, doctors, let us know if there is a way for you to kind of work around this if your spouse
right.
or significant other was injured or needed medical assistance and you were the one doing it, or are
Yeah.
you able to?
But
What?
also,
You look like you just had an epiphany.
no. Well, I was just thinking, like, if you're a mechanic, oftentimes the last thing you want to do once you get home is do more mechanic things.
That's true.
Like to me, the last thing I want to do when I leave here is start talking more. Maybe if you're a doctor, like it doesn't matter, whatever profession you are, you don't want to do it when you're off the clock.
Sure.
Even if it is for your husband or wife.
What? I don't know about that. I mean, if you're a doctor and you have an oath that you have, gone under.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to be like, oh man, honey, I'm way too tired to help you out with your broken leg right now.
I don't think you would deny them. I just think you would say, yeah, talk to me when I'm on the clock. Right now, it's Dr. Jones's problem because he's the one clocked in right now.
I'm sure sometimes that would be the case. And if it's your significant other, you would feel that out. You would know like what not to talk about. But yeah, I don't think it's a situation where if you're in a relationship where your a significant other is like, there's certain things that are like taboo, you can't talk to me about.
Yeah.
That's not a great sign.
Also, there's more to people than just their profession in a relationship.
Yes.
And how it can benefit you.
I would 100% agree. And that's why I don't particularly like this survey. And it is very varied. I mean, as you can see, the number one winning one was healthcare, but that's only 26% of the surveyors.
Yeah.
Like the people that answered. And so that's not a lot. It's not even majority.
I'm looking at the other choices too that were near the top. Education was number 2. Then emergency response workers, which is nice because, like they deserve the love they get because they're doing a very important job. But at the same time, like you want to go out with somebody that has insane hours, like the emergency response workers, you don't know, are you going to have a good weekend with them or are they going to need to help somebody?
To be fair, they did say, I think this survey was framed in a way of like, what is the most attractive profession?
Okay.
And I will say as a woman, yes, when it's a firefighter, police officer, EMT, whatever, that is a very attractive profession.
Is it
it's
the
like
suspenders?
No, it's like they're a hero. They're going out and saving people.
Because I feel like all of them wear suspenders too.
Well, the firefighters, I think, do. I don't know about police officers.
Some of the other ones that came in near the top: law, business, science, and tech. And that covers basically all of it, unless you're in construction or fast food. Apparently, those not very attractive. Sorry
about that.
Everybody.
I'm surprised construction is so low because I feel like that one has also been higher up, but. Yeah,
that can be a cash cow too. Construction.
It's true.
Yeah, I think that they're getting underestimated.
Yeah, plumbers. Yeah. That's a cash cow right there.
Now, if you're a celebrity, no longer do you have to worry about cancel culture coming for your head. That's not because cancel culture has been stopped in its tracks, but instead because a insurance agency known as Samfire Risk has launched their new cancel culture insurance policy for those who fear being canceled one day. What does the cancel culture insurance policy come with? They call it Preempt. You get crisis management communication services designed to help you minimize the damage done by online outrage. You also get 60 days of communications work after your inciting offense that will work to negate negative coverage on both social media and in traditional media, and access to a 24/7 hotline. This is not what I was expecting.
Okay, what were you expecting?
I thought that it was literally like if you get canceled for some reason, you get compensated for the lost money that you presumably would have made if you had not ever been canceled.
Oh.
Like that's what insurance means to me, doesn't it?
Sure, but also if you are a celebrity, it costs money for PR.
That's true.
So this would be, you're already paying for that PR to be done.
And it might be harder once you get canceled to find somebody to step in and do PR for you.
Exactly.
In the time when you need it most.
I suppose, yeah.
So you preemptively get this.
If you have a fair weather friend for your PR team.
Yeah, your publicist. Yeah. Now, I don't know that it wouldn't be public who buys this, but it would be telling, wouldn't it? The people that are like, well, I'm not so sure what's back on my Twitter and other video comments I may have made back in the day. So just to be sure, let me purchase the cancel culture insurance.
This seems awfully close to like the whole, the Diddy list is coming soon thing.
Interesting timing to say the least.
Yes, there's a lot of stuff floating around right now that's, exposing some celebrities in situations as far as like they're, maybe in some bad company.
Yeah.
So it doesn't seem like oddly timed at all.
No, definitely not. I don't think they're related in any way. I do think that this is interesting too, because I feel like it's such a small amount of people that have been like actually functionally canceled where like they cannot make money anymore the way they used to. They might have to change the venue in which they make money. But I feel like for people that have been canceled, it's either usually very justifiable, or they aren't really canceled. Like it's a very small minority of people that have been unjustifiably canceled to me.
Right. I will say I'm not a huge fan of cancel culture in general. I do think it's a mob mentality. And so overall, I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah.
But I also do feel like the tides have shifted in recent years and people have started to realize like this cancel culture thing is very toxic. Mm-hmm. And, there's especially, we were just talking about God and, making good of the time that you have in this life and in this world and all of that. And so as a person that believes in God, as a person that is a Christian, I believe in the redeeming nature of God. And so I never believe that someone can truly be canceled and cannot be, saved and changed in their life. And so I find cancel culture to be completely antithetical to my morals and beliefs as a Christian.
Yeah, no, I agree with that too, especially when it's one thing that was a long time ago that like may very well be wrong, but everybody has something at some point that they probably said or done that they regret. And if we started canceling every single person that has that, we would be left with not much of us left.
Right.
That said too, I also feel like some people are just able to power through being canceled. And that, what that
and they actually love it.
Some people almost want to be canceled, it seems. But I think that if you do, in many cases, again, this is not I don't want this to be a blanket statement, but a lot of times if you get canceled and you can't power through it means that people just didn't like you that much in the first place. Like if it wasn't that, it was going to be something else. People just didn't like you.
I guess.
And so no matter how much insurance you have, your time was coming. The Chinese culture fascinates me. This is so interesting. In China right now, according to the South China Morning Post, it has become more of a trend for men in China to wear so-called Adam's apple bras. They are a little strap. It straps around your neck, and then it has kind of a bigger piece that would go over your Adam's apple. The idea was put forth by a Chinese influencer that is a female woman who describes the Adam's apple for a man as a sensitive area. And so similar to how a woman wouldn't be topless, neither then should a man be exposing his Adam's apple. And thus the men there should start wearing Adam's apple bras in the spirit of equality and empowering women. And so some guys have started doing that. I have pictures here.
I'm looking at the photos, and basically how I describe it is it looks like almost like a pirate eye patch.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
Just on the neck. It looks so dumb. What are you doing?
It's a great way to add some flair and fashion to your outfit, whether you want to do the most popular one, which is based off of a pig's snout. Which is real cute, or you want to go with like a pattern on there. I feel like, we already have other ways of doing that, of taking care of this issue that I kind of prefer here in the United States, like ascots are one good way that you can that you can cover up your indecent area on in the center of your throat if you're a man. Bow ties, I guess they don't go quite up high enough, right? Turtlenecks. What about turtlenecks? There are other ways, but this is one way to go about it.
Yeah, this is a no from me. As a woman, I will tell you, men, don't do this. It's not attractive. It looks absolutely ridiculous, in my opinion.
Aly, everything isn't about being attractive.
Okay, but I'm just saying, if you are a single man and are contemplating whether you should wear a Adam's apple bra, I will tell you, don't do that. I don't know a single man in my life that would, and thank goodness, because this looks very dumb.
I think that's one of the great things about our country, is that we're sitting here talking about this, but I really would be surprised if anybody's going, that's a good idea. The Adam's apple bra. Why didn't I think of that? Unless they were thinking of selling it to people that would buy it.
Yeah.
That is a market we could get into.
I am worried that there are some people in the world that would want to wear this, but I do feel like for the most part, this would be a no from most men.
There may be something that's lost in translation.
That's
here,
true.
Because I understand if it's coming from the place of women are in some ways looked down upon still in China or something like that. And so that's what the woman said. She's trying to make everything equal and fair, whatever. I don't know if this is there must be better ways to me.
I was going to say, how does this help with equality? I don't really know.
Levels the playing field.
Yeah.
You don't understand the advantage that I have, Aly, by being able to expose my
having
Adam
your
apple.
Adam's apple.
Yeah. It's actually, yes, the places I've gotten in life because of my Adam's apple.
Yeah.
Being exposed. The list goes on. I intend to continue adding to it.
Thanks for listening to the RadioU podcast. Don't forget to rate and review the show.